Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to do a quick, well, it probably won't be quick. This will probably be one of the longer videos. Walkthroughs of my second pond and give a little more detail to it. What I've done, what I've changed, what I started out with, how I built it, etc., etc. So, I guess we'll go ahead and start and see what happens. All right, see you in a bit. All right, as you can see, it's an above ground pond. Again, as I've mentioned in other videos, I started with the in ground and started to realize really quickly that doing maintenance on it was a very big pain in the butt. And also, I'm going to show you something real quick. See how far that water level's down? It's apparent I have a leak somewhere again. And that, in and of itself, is what made me decide to put all of my peripherals, if you will, the waterfall, the skimmer, inside of the pond to eliminate any possibilities of that. So how I propped them up is I used milk crates, just black milk crates, to keep that water volume up, and used cement blocks where I needed to use cement blocks to hold the crates down, because the crates will float if you don't have weight. So the pond's dimensions are 8 by 8. It's about 26 inches deep here in the front and a little over 3 foot in the back. It gives me my average depth of about 27 inches. It's just got a gentle grade to the back. The frame is built with timbers. They are not pine. They are a harder wood. I'm not sure what kind of wood they are, but they actually came off of some 5x10 shipping skids. So they didn't cost me a penny, which was great. And then that's not black paint, that's actually undercoating. It's a rubber sealant undercoating, because the bare timbers obviously can't be in the ground or ground contact because they're not treated. So I sealed them with a rubber protective coating. Seems to be doing good. Put the liner inside of it. On top of the wood, I put a 2x6 retaining strip around it so I could stack all these blocks on it to give it kind of more of a landscape look. Ran my wire out. That's actually my second box. On the other side is my first box. We'll get over there to that. And as I had mentioned before, I had started with just the waterfall and the skimmer. Terrible idea. I could not, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't moving enough water. I didn't have enough storage in the waterfall basin itself to really grow enough beneficial bacteria to keep up with everything. So, excuse me. So I went ahead and built an external filter. I'm actually going to be adding a valve right about there for that filter. So when I go to clean it, I can shut the water flow off, because it does create a siphon and it will keep pulling water into it. The lower half of the filter is got filter mat. It's got a coarse and a medium in it. The inlet is set up like a swirl. If I get down here, there is a drain outlet. You can barely see it. It comes right out the center. If you'll notice where all of my inlets for my pipes are, the barrel has a little bit of a different formation. That's because I took a torch and I heated it up before I tightened the bulkhead. That allows the bulkhead to compress the plastic of the barrel as well, making a better seal so you won't have a leak. On the outlet side, you can see the same thing. We formed it. There's the valve for my drain. That's also got a little bit of a form at the bottom, kind of like a cone, so it always goes right into the center from the swirl effect or the vortex effect from how the inlet is. And then I have 4 air stones in there As you can see, the plumbing coming from my air pump. They go into the pipe there, feed through the pipe and come out through here. That way I didn't have to drill any extra holes in the barrel. So it's not gravity fed. I have a 1600 gallon per hour pump, sorry, down there someplace. You can see where the pipe ends. There's the outlet coming out, plenty fine. This is a Tetra skimmer. Obviously pulls all the stuff off the top of the water. Runs over there. All the way over to that corner is the pump. And then it runs over to the waterfall. UV filters right there. I've only probably ran that a couple weeks this year. It's only a 9 water. I got a 400 gallon per hour pump on it. 3 to 4 or 5 days, it's cleared up. Does a pretty good job. Most would say that 9 watts might be a little too small. It still does the trick, it just takes a little bit longer. One thing is you'll notice too, that pond is all PVC. That flexible pond tubing. And as you'll see here, I'm starting to slowly migrate towards doing PVC. I prefer PVC. It allows it to make a much cleaner looking installation. It's so hard to route those tubings, the flexible non-kink tubings. It's a pain in the butt. They kind of lay all over the place. They go which way they want. You got to put a lot of things in there to keep them in place. Bricks, rocks. So just not a fan. That's something I've learned. And again, Koi, keep on improving, keep on investing. That's going to be one of my improvements going forward, is everything's going to be PVC. I'm not going to mess around with that flexible corrugated tubing anymore. Just not a fan. All right, we'll come over here to the other side. Again, the skimmer pump's down there. That's a 2100 gallon per hour pump. There's my first outlet box. The electrical actually runs from up there on top of the deck. Comes over here to the waterfall. And I built a little mini bog, I guess you could call that. Put some plants in, got some lava rock in there. I just took a 5 gallon bucket, cut it down to I think it's 7 inches total. As you can see, I flared out those top lips so it sits down into the water of the waterfall about 1 inch, and it still allows the flow to come through. I drilled a bunch of holes in it. Still allows the flow to come through, as you can tell, and it does fine. Again, got the auto feeder back there in the corner of the tank. All of that stuff is more than likely, not the auto feeder obviously, but the tank is probably going to come out this weekend. I wanted to get it in, make sure everything works. The fish haven't used it yet. When I take that down, I will post a quick little video on the bracket and how I made the bracket, how I fabricated the bracket. So this morning, it is a little cool here in KC-Mo. The water temperature right now is 63.1. So we've got a little bit of a difference from what it was last week. So fall's approaching, winter's approaching. A lot of these plants will be coming out. All of these lilies will be getting trimmed down. A lot of the cinder block that is in there will be coming out just to increase the water volume over winter. Everything you put in the water decreases the water volume itself. The fish technically have less water volume to live in, to get oxygen from, the more stuff you put in the water. Thus, the milk crates to hold everything up, because the milk crates have holes, water is able to flow through them, keeping your volume up. So other than that, I mean, it was a fairly easy build. We built the walls individually. They are tied together into the corners with a piece of 10 gauge formed steel, probably about 40 screws per gusset, I guess you could call it, angle support. Holds together pretty solid. I don't get much bowing at all. I mean, there is bowing, but there's not a lot of bowing. So it's doing good. Liner laid in there well. Have had no problems with it. It's actually done very well. I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, like I said, winter's coming. Cold weather's coming. Having the roof on here is just going to make it pretty easy for me to winterize, I do believe. I'm going to put plastic all the way around to about where we're standing, and I'm going to build me an insulated box to go around the filter. I hope to keep everything running. As you can tell, it don't turn up the water too much from my waterfall, because the bricks are laid out as such to just allow it to trickle in. This bad boy right over here, it's moving some water. So what I'm actually going to do is put another pipe fitting on there and cause the water to come up a little bit, so it kind of just trickles in. And that's another reason I want to put a valve in, because I'm going to have to slow down my flow to be able to do that. Otherwise my barrel's going to overflow. So today's projects are basically looking like getting that tank out, putting my valve on here, because tomorrow I got to do my water change. So when I'm doing my water change, I'll probably shut this filter down, take the PVC section off, retro a valve in there, and take all these plants. I'll probably trim them back, take all the floating plants out, discard them, and get ready for winter. The bigger the fish get, the less plants I'll have. The main reason I have the plants in there is to protect the fish. Had some pretty good growth this year. I would say on average, all of the koi grew about 4 inches. I don't know if they'll get any more growth out of them yet this year, but they did all right. So next year there'll probably be half as many lilies in there, or they'll be more congregated into one area. Just because, like I said, they do serve a purpose in the nitrogen cycle. But the main reason was, like I said, just to give them cover so they're safe. Yeah, I guess as we get into the slow time here in winter, there'll be a couple topics to talk about. But if you guys have any questions, anything you'd like to see a video on, please let me know. I will absolutely do my best to appease you. Yeah, I guess, like I said, thanks for watching again. I'll probably do another little video today on that tank bracket. It's been requested, so I'll just show how I built it and discuss the materials I used, all of that fun stuff. Next spring, you know, the big plans are, again, to keep on improving this pond and be adding that other pond. Get the roof painted. Probably do a quick little video on the roof as well, on how I built it, what it costs, what I plan on doing with it going forward. So yeah, if you guys like what you see, please like, subscribe, share. I do have 3 subscribers already, which kind of surprised with, so I want to thank everybody out there that has subscribed. It, you know, makes me feel like, hey, some people are interested in what I have to say. And again, there's a lot of good creators out there that have some really good information. As I get more comfortable with the format, with doing YouTube, with talking to a phone, I think, you know, like I said, I think you guys will be happy with what I put out there going forward. So like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. And remember, keep on investing and keep on improving. Later.